Issue 19. After the Marxio brothers briefly argue about which one of them finished off Sonic, as I wonder why they would want him to be finished off in the first place, and that's never explained, Sonic apologizes for not having a plan to get out of their fatal situation, and after Porker panics, Sonic tells him he's embarrassing him, even if he does call him little pal. Porker at least has a nice comeback despite crying with emotionless looking eyes, as he says, "Oh, pardon me, Mr. Cool," and snarks about how he has every reason to be upset right now. I'm waiting for the Deus Ex Machina to save them since the writer wrote himself into a corner. Then Sonic says he was just kidding about not having a plan. I'm sure he just thought of one just now and just doesn't want to admit it, because why would he awkwardly apologize about not having a plan if he does have one? Why would he humiliate himself and humble himself like that if he doesn't really mean it? Porker tells him that he has a strange sense of humor, assuming that Sonic had just been messing with him and making him think he was about to die as a prank, even though Sonic was clearly just annoyed by his reaction and told him to stop rather than sadistically enjoying it, which I guess is what Sonic thought that he would feel like, and that's why he pranked him. Sonic pulls an Archie Sonic Mike Gallagher on us, as apparently he can vibrate himself at a ridiculous speed for bullshit power too. This time he's able to vibrate his hands at Sonic's speed to loosen the rope, because the rope feels sorry for him and wants to humor him. Sonic follows the Marxio brothers to the heart of Casino Night that looks rather original, being more like Crystal Egg Zone or the ultra shiny white future from SpongeBob or Albion. And one of them taunts him that he's after Porker's device, and he has it from kidnapping him earlier. Sonic jumps up to him and avoids a sickle somehow in the air, and explains that the disruptor is meant to make the gambling machines pay out, rather than doing something to end Eggman's reign for good, like spawning rope to tie him up. Then out of nowhere, it's revealed that Porker was reprogramming the main computer manually to make the gambling machines pay out, and Sonic knew him well enough to just assume he would be doing that while he was serving as the distraction. That's some good chemistry between the two, but I'm sure he just came up with his rationale now. Also, if Eggman doesn't want anyone to profit from the gambling, why did he put actual money in the machines that could be paid out at all? Sonic calls Porker buddy and admits that he's impressed with him. Notice that I'll go out of my way to point out every time Sonic's nice as well as when he's a jerk. Then Porker anticipates an explosion happening in the head of the statue, since apparently Porker rigged a bomb on it. I could have been told that he had that bomb earlier instead of it feeling like it came out of nowhere and it doesn't feel like it was necessary anyways, but only so much comic space is allowed for the Sonic stories at this point. Sonic tells Porker to grab his arm as they get out of here. So what's this about his friends slowing him down again? Because he's dragging him with him just fine here. In the next story, the warrior naturally complains about how useless Tails is being when he's considered the champion of the Nameless Zone, and he calls him a hero sarcastically. Tails flies around saying that there's been a mistake, yeah, on his part, and he's called a coward by his enemy in a white boy because the artist got lazy. I guess he can't find anything heavy to throw at him from above to attack that way. The villains run away in a panic because of the warrior, and Tails tells the warrior the truth. And he plans to rat him out to the Enchanter King because apparently snitching is honorable to him. They approach the entrance to the labyrinth, and the warrior says he's already studied maps of these tunnels. He then gets stopped and startled by a giant lizard monster, which chases them off a cliff. Tails flies and saves the warrior, who still says he'll tell on him afterwards. Ungrateful. They land near some skeletons and see that the chained up cherub is being used as a sacrifice to a monster who will be dealt with in the next story. The first story was by Nitro Kitchen, and has Porker be useful. Sonic uses a magical bullshit power to escape his ropes by vibrating his hands at Sonic's speed until the ropes feel sorry for him and untie themselves. That lets him and Porker escape getting hit by the train, so that Sonic can serve as a distraction for the Marxio brothers while Porker programs the gambling machines to pay out, and sets a bomb he apparently had in the statue head. Why did Eggman put actual money in these machines anyways? That part of the happy ending shouldn't have happened. I like this story because Porker got to be useful instead of just Sonic for once, and it's in a way that makes sense logically. Take note, Sonic. And the second story was also by Nitro Kitchen, and it's about Tails admitting the truth that he's not a great hero to the warrior, going to the labyrinth of the land beyond, and fleeing a lizard to go find the Enchanter King, who's going to be sacrificed to a monster. I liked this too. It's really captivating seeing this original, magic-filled medieval zone, and Tails going through it. And Tails got to be useful for once by flying to save them from falling off a cliff. His lack of usefulness in general makes me feel like the writers of this comic played Sonic 2 special stages with Sonic and Tails mode, and based Tails' character off that. A nuisance whose artificial stupidity does more harm than good. I guess that is accurate to one game.